Saturday college football action. You just have got to love it. It is back in full force. And I got a good game today, I think. I'm going to back under the total between the Clemson Tigers and Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Should be a really good game. Should be a really wet game as well. Let's go ahead and start breaking this game down. Oddsmakers came out with a total here at 50.5. And I think it's going to end up being a little bit too high. Not only is the day going to be wet, and usually sometimes teams can score in the rain. That's not the big thing here. I like both these defenses. I think Clemson has a very solid defense. Notre Dame, although Brian Kelly, has made his mark offensively, he knows the value of a good defense, and I believe they have one at Notre Dame. Also, both these teams like to run the ball. I think they're going to eat clock. They're going to move the ball, and it's going to come down to the last possession. I really think this one's going to go down to the wire. Great matchup at Clemson. Let's start breaking this game down even more. Let's talk about the Irish. Offensively, so far this year, they're averaging 41 points per game, 531 total yards per game, third down conversion rate, 41.67%. All solid averages, especially after losing their starting quarterback and starting running back, but they're still moving the chains. They haven't really been challenged so much yet. I mean, I think they caught Texas there that first game of the year. They beat I think it's going to be an overrated Georgia Tech team the way it looks so far. And besides that, the Irish have just been going about their business. Kind of feels a little bit like a couple years back when Brian Kelly took them to the national championship, but they just kind of found a way to win. I don't think they're going to beat Clemson at Clemson, but offensively, so far they've been fine. Clemson will be the best defense they've faced so far. Defensively, Irish getting it done. So far, they've allowed 19.8 points per game, 341 yards per game, third down conversion rate, 27.59%, and that's the guts of this play here. Clemson likes to run the ball. They run the ball a lot, actually, almost 60% of the time. So even though Deshaun Watson's a good quarterback, he's also a running quarterback. So I'm looking for Notre Dame to try and contain him. And with the weather as well, the inclement weather, I think they're going to see a running game from Clemson. They're going to have to try and stifle that. I think they'll do a decent job. And another reason why I like under the total here. Let's talk about Clemson. Offensively, they like the Irish. Well, I mean, the Irish have played a little bit better competition. Clemson's had a couple weeks off after winning that game in Louisville, which was a hard-fought contest. Let's talk about it. Offensively, so far this year, they're averaging 30.5 points per game, 396.5 yards per game, third down conversion rate, 34.48%, and that's a concern. They got to be able to keep moving the chains, don't get 3 and outs, but to continue getting those third down conversions. So far, they haven't been really doing that successfully. They're facing the best defense they've had so far this season in the Irish, in my opinion. Louisville, that's a tough defense right there. But I think Notre Dame might be just a little bit better. We'll see. There's still a lot to be played out this year. But right now, I think the Irish are going to give Clemson some trouble today. Again, liking under this total. Defensively, Clemson getting it done just like the Irish. They come in allowing 13.5 points per game, 285 yards per game, and a third down, 16.67% conversion rate. They've just been excellent on defense, but they haven't played anybody. I mean, Louisville was pretty good, but honestly, this will be the best team they faced so far, but they're also facing an Irish team that likes to run the ball, and Clemson good at stopping the run, so that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a really kind of a mirror image of this game with both quarterbacks pretty mobile, good solid run game. I think they're both going to try and establish themselves on the ground. I know Sweeney's going to want to go that way for Clemson, and I believe Kelly's going to want to do that for the Irish. I think for them to beat Clemson, they're going to have to run the ball, and it's going to be hard to do it. Wet weather, good defenses. I'm going to go ahead and back under the total here. I'm not going to get tricky with it. I just think we're going to see a really low-scoring affair, probably come down to the wire. That's going to be my under the total play in college football today, and I wish you luck on your plays of the day.